Welcome, Pile 1, to this reading on how to preserve hope. Now, these are meant to be quick and to the point, so let's get started with the king. There is a call to leadership. How blatant that call is in your own life is going to vary depending on all of you, and the type of leadership that you're being called to is also going to vary. For some of you, it is genuine leadership of the kind where you are meant to lead others. When that is true, you know that it's true. It's something that you, even if you want to deny it, even if you want to run away from it, it's something that you can't fully deny because you've seen your capacity for it. And so if that is true for you, the message, well, before I get to that, for others of you, it's less about leading others. This is for those of you who feel you just know that leadership of a capacity of leading others is just not something that you feel called to or capable of, then okay. The truth of the matter is that you are still the leader in your own life, of your own life. And so the call is less about leadership in leading others and leadership in your own life, taking lead and command of your own life. Now, that second bit is true even for those of you that the first part is true, that call to genuine leadership, the need to take lead and command of your own life. Now, the rest of the message just applies to everybody here, where it's about for most of you, and really it does feel like all of you, it's really about leading by example. It's about there's something either that you're aware of that you know you could resolve, or like if it's a circumstance with other people, like you know that you have the right answers or the right context to really make sense of something between maybe like a conflict that's going on between other people, or just a problem that's going on maybe at work or somewhere in your surroundings. And you applying yourself to be part of the solution, taking the opportunity to lead there. And in doing so, like, it's not just about taking leadership in that circumstance, but also like demonstrating to others that it's possible. So like in you doing that, like let's say it is a conflict between two other people, you apply conflict resolution skills, and it's not just about you taking the credit and the glory of that, which is well earned, but it's more so about like just showing, like, not just the people involved in that conflict, but like others who might have witnessed it or will hear about it, that like it's possible that you can actually do that. In other places, it's something like, just to give an example, but this could be anything, like something that you're good at or something that you do. Maybe it's like you're a very athletic person, and maybe you continuing that athleticism is something that you don't even realize like inspires other people. Like you could go out running and then you don't even realize that there's people in their car watching you run, and it's like, you know what, I'm going to start running. Something like that. It's like leading by example just by you doing what it is that you're doing, but like, and okay, so it's gonna, for some of you, you already have that thing that you like take lead and charge in, and that's what you need to continue doing, and that's you leading by example. For those of you who like don't have that thing, it's about then taking charge and lead of your own life and going out there and finding that thing. There really is this message of dropping the excuses, whether it's like self-denial, or I can't do this thing that I know that I want to do because I am not like, I don't weigh the right thing, or I don't look the right way, or whatever excuses you give. Like, it's time to drop those things, and it's really time to embrace the discomfort of engaging with this call to action, this call to lead. Part of that discomfort is not, or like in addition to the discomfort of you taking command if you're not comfortable with it, there is also a mention of the discomfort of taking on something new. So even for those of you who are confident in what it is that you're doing and you're already leading by example there, be more intentional about it. It's about moving into a space of taking what it is that you're doing and taking it the next step in terms of inspiring others and leading by example. So, okay, to move on with that, like, example of athleticism and, like, you go running. Like, okay, cool. You go running by yourself. What if you started to, like, invite certain people? What if, like, there's someone in your purview who, like, has been mentioning to you, like, oh, you're like, I kind of want to work out, but I'm just not in shape. Maybe invite them with you, and maybe that one workout you could go at their pace, just to, like, show them, just to get them out and show them that it is possible and get them comfortable with it. And then maybe later, another day, whatever is possible, you could go and do your own workout. But it's like you're taking that extra initiative to, like, not just inspire people, but, like, help people too, where you feel called and where it's appropriate, obviously. The final message is one of really taking it seriously, of the words that are coming through is a genuine effort yields undeniable results. And so that's part of, like, the leading by example. Like, if you apply yourself genuinely to something and you gain these results, you'll have the answers when people come and ask you, like, how did you do that? And even though, like, even if you aren't, like, super articulate, like, if you suck at explaining things, you'll at the very least be able to, like, here, let me show you. And then you can, like, do the thing and then show them how you did it. Even if it's, like, this long drawn out process, like that, if it is a long drawn out process, that should be something you should be able to articulate to some degree to other people. The point is taking what you're already doing and, like, using that intentionally, wielding it intentionally to help where you can. I hope that this helped. Godspeed as always. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye. Welcome, Pile 2, to this reading on how to keep and maintain hope. Now, these are meant to be direct and to the point, so let's get started. We have the Sailor reversed, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles reversed, and the Two of Cups. Immediately, there's a lot of water with the Sailor and the Two Cups cards. And then right in the center, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. Now, I'm understanding the twos here, the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. I'm reading them as knowledge because I'm connecting them to the High Priestess, and she's knowledge, but not just rational knowledge, like logical knowledge of knowing facts and things, but it's also like intuitive knowledge. It's the perfect combination of both. And so the Two of Pentacles, it's kind of like the circumstance that you're currently in, the knowledge that you have of it. So, like, you being engaged in your life as it currently stands. That would be what the Two of Pentacles is representing, like, upwards. So then the reversal is indicating that your life as it stands now is not conducive to what this whole reading is about, which is hope. And so the water element here is really what is symbolizing hope to me. And so the Two of Pentacles reversed is then indicating that your life as it stands currently, again, is not it's not fertile ground for the hope that you're trying to achieve. The Sailor reversed, to kind of go back to the beginning, the card itself indicates what the reversal means in itself, where it says Wanderlust. It's upside down in the image here, but that's what it says. Upwards, it would be new influences, and then reversed, it's Wanderlust. And that idea of Wanderlust, of needing or wanting, it's a deep need to go somewhere else, to go explore, is in perfect harmony with the message that's coming through in tarot, because again, the Two of Pentacles is saying that your current life as it stands isn't really right for what you're trying to achieve, and the Knight of Cups is movement in a different element, so from Pentacles to Cups. And then so when we take movement of that kind, emotional movement, but in this case movement that is going to be conducive to our hope, well, then the destination is the Two of Cups at the other side of that, on the other side of the acknowledgement that your life as it currently stands isn't creating the circumstances that you're looking for. Another thing that I kind of want to point out, just because it's something that came, like, it's how I, part of how I got to this reading, is I don't know if you've watched the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where they go into like the afterlife, and so they have to. I was about to apologize for spoiling a movie that's like 20 years old. Anyways, they have to like flip the boat upside down in order to get back into our world. I don't know why I'm giving you the details of this movie. The point is the shift in perspective. Not only because they literally had to change their perspective by flipping the boat upside down, but also like when he gets to that conclusion, he's on that like rotating map thing, and he has to like rotate the whole thing to like really shift and create the right perspective to get like the right thing. So this idea of the current perspective that you sit in, so again, the life that you're currently in, there's not enough there. Like you don't currently, what the knowledge and the experiences that you've accumulated thus far is well and good, and it's gained you the wisdom and the knowledge and everything that you hold right now. Sure, true. But there's this inherent desire for hope within you. It's not that you've lost hope, it's that it's almost like you want a bigger hope, or like you want a firmer grasp on hope or something like that. It's not that you've lost hope entirely. It's more so that you just need it reaffirmed in a way. And so what's being said is that like the reaffirmation of this hope is possible, but not just that, but the growth of that hope, and not just the growth of the hope, but your growth in capacity for hope, like a bigger capacity for hope, and therefore access to bigger hope. There are certain experiences that you need to have in order to enable yourself to develop and grow that capacity for hope, and therefore be capable of a bigger hope. And that's why you're being asked to move out of your comfort zone and out of your current circumstance, because in the discomfort of moving out of that comfort zone, and in the discomfort of achieving new perspectives, in that you will enable yourself to again achieve higher capacities for hope, and in doing so, not express, but like not only hold that hope, but like it almost like the words that want to come through is like be a beacon for it as well, because you will have grown to such a capacity that it's not just that you can hold it, you can also like share it. Like it's something that can, I'm seeing like a flame, you like torches, you can like put your torch to a flame or to another torch, and then it'll pass that flame along. And so it's kind of like that idea where your hope can be such that it is so strong and so bright that it can inspire it in others. And that is what you're being moved towards. That is why you are being tasked with that legendary, that mythical, terrifying journey that we all hear about, outside of our comfort zones. So yeah, I hope that helped. Godspeed as always, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Welcome, Pile 3, to this reading on keeping and maintaining hope. Now, these are meant to be direct and to the point, but this one is a little complex, so I'm going to try to give it its due diligence. Now, we have the Witch reversed, the King of Cups, the Three of Wands reversed, and the Eight of Swords reversed. What I'm learning about these archetype cards, the Citadel cards, is that the reversals are not like the reversals in tarot or like reversals we see anywhere else, where the reversal might negate the meaning of the upwards card or modify it in a way that like shifts its perspective. Rather, the card itself in an upward form is you embodying, like being that archetype per se, and the reversal is more about being like that archetype. Allow me to explain. With the Witch, were it to come upwards, it would indicate a call to be point blank a little more witchy. Sure, that could mean like if you're already a somewhat spiritual person, then like just following that through to the point where you're actually not just embodying your spiritual beliefs in your day-to-day, but actually putting it into practice. Maybe not in your day-to-day, but like making it a habit, making it a ritual out of it, where it's not just about you believing in it, but kind of like religious people have like certain days of the week that they'll go and they dedicate their time to devotion or whatever it is that they do, or a witch takes the time to craft her spells and do that at a specific time under a certain moon or whatever the case is. And so the reversal is then to like be like that. So not so much about being religious or spiritual, but to kind of elaborate more on like, because the keyword attached to the reversal here is rebellion. And so rebellion is what it in essence means to be a witch, because to be a witch is to act in direct opposition to the status quo, to things as it stands. I mean, magic is kind of like, in its most exaggerated and fantastical definition, is something that defies explanation. It's something that defies understanding and logic. And so that sense of defiance is what we're kind of holding on to here. How do you maintain hope? How do you keep hope? Well, there's something about you need to defy. I mean, given that I am putting together this reading as a response to what's going on in the world, the call to defiance could be one that aligns with opposition to that the stuff that's going on in the world specifically. Sure, yes, absolutely. But tarot here kind of starts to paint a more elaborate picture of what this message of rebellion and defiance is talking about with the witch reversed, because the King of Cups upwards and the two reversals that follow it is talking about the emotional maturity that it takes to deal with a huge amount of things that need to be dealt with. And the King of Cups is calm. The King of Cups is self-regulated. The King of Cups is someone who understands the necessity, the value of taking time apart to be an influence, to emotionally regulate, so that you can do that as vulnerably and as honestly as possible. But there's something to be said about, like, something's coming through about this maturity, this level-headedness, this calmness. There's something about it being somewhat newfound. That isn't to say that you haven't known calm in the past or that you've been erratic. That could be true. It's just that as of late, I don't know what it might have been for you, but there's been this shift where you do feel calmer, or there's something about you just feel more enabled to handle things that in the past you didn't feel as enabled to deal with. And so it's asking you to hone in on that, to sit in that calmness, because it is that calmness that is going to make dealing with everything that you're being asked to deal with easier. Now, what is it that I'm talking about when I'm talking about all of these things that there is to deal with? The two reversals are the Three of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Whenever I read, I'm not going to give you a tarot lesson, but the point is, the Three of Wands reversed is telling me, it's speaking to me of the way that you engage with your desires, the way that you engage with, the way that you reach for the things that you want. But not only that, also the way that those desires are shaped in the first place. So, okay, I digress because I'm going to get back to that and I have a lot more to say about that, but let me get into the Eight of Swords reversed then. The Eight of Swords reversed is indicating the psychological impact of that desire forming and the way that you reach for your desires. And the relationship created there between your desires, the way that you shape them, and then what that's done to the way that you process information. And so this is why I'm saying this is a complex reading. It starts to get on like really deep things. This is where I'm gonna have to give that disclaimer where it's like, hey, this is a general tarot reading on YouTube. Yes, a personal tarot reading can help you to hone in, to kind of develop what it is that you feel you need to address, and I 100% encourage you to do that. But I'm also going to encourage you, if possible, to seek therapy. And I know that that might sound scary because it's not just about like, it might not just be the concept of therapy that might be overwhelming, but like I know that the process of finding the right therapist can also be somewhat overwhelming, and for some of us that's not even on the table for us. I'm just putting that out there if it is possible for you, because what this reading is touching on is this really heavy, very full backlog of things that are waiting for you to sit down with and process and unpack and clear, because you have finally reached a level of maturity and a level of capacity that enables you to do so in a way that in the past would have, for lack of better terminology, the word that's coming through is would have broken you in the past. That's not true anymore. And so that's what the King of Cups is saying here, where there's what you've learned in terms of self-regulating, in terms of managing yourself and your emotions. That's necessary. That is the key to really helping you deal with everything that's waiting for you to deal with. And so, I mean, point blank, what the reversals are talking about is your past and its hold on you, the way that your past dictates the way that you move in your present, and you maturing to the point where you understand, maybe not consciously, maybe not fully, but you do understand that the way that things currently stand, you no longer abide by that. That's no longer good enough for you. And it's not that what you currently have is bad, it's just that you want more now. And that's the confusion, that's the frustration that you're kind of feeling right now. That's where that loss of hope, quote unquote loss of hope, is kind of coming from. It's not that you've lost hope, it's not that you're confused, it's that you're frustrated because you've outgrown your life. And that can sound scary and that can sound bad, but in actuality there's nowhere to go but up from here. You've grown, and that's a remarkable and wonderful thing. Keep going. But in order to keep going, what's the solution? How do we deal with the frustration that you're feeling? Well, you have to start dealing and facing the things that you haven't wanted to up until now. Again, I encourage you to seek therapy, and if that's not possible, like, seek out a personal reading. If not with me, then we're available, so that you can get into the specifics of how, like, what, not only what it is that is waiting. I mean, if you don't already know what's waiting for you to, like, kind of deal with, then we're dealing with, like, repression stuff, and I don't know that a tarot reading can help you with that, but it might help, like, guide you to clarity, or help guide you to something that might, like, lead to clarity. Tarot can be very nuanced and very complex, so I'm not even going to try to, like, help you figure out what you might gain from a tarot reading. I'm just suggesting it. You're already here at this tarot reading, and I'm just trying to point out that a general online tarot reading can only give you so much, and this is such a complex thing that this reading alone will not give it, will not do it justice, what we're talking about here. I think that's all I have to say. I mean, just to come back to the message of the witch reverse and, like, that defiance, that rebellion, it's the defiance against the you have been thus far, because you operating as you've operated in the past is why you're feeling that disconnect now, because again, you are a new person. Not a brand new person, it's just that you've developed, you've grown, you've matured. And so you need to start moving in a way that reflects that maturity, that reflects who you are today. And so that does mean not only moving away from the things that you've engaged with in the past, the things that you know you need to let go of, and the behaviors that you need to let go of, but yes, that's true, but then also, again, addressing that backlog that you've been carrying for so long, addressing the baggage that you now have the capacity to clear, and as such, let go of. I hope this helps. Godspeed, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.